Okay, so this is a video log of 69th Avenue. Like to do this so you see exactly what's being done. Basement. So all the paneling has been ripped off. You can see everything there. It's all piled up. Everything's been ripped off. That wall too. The ceiling tile. As you can see, the foundation was never treated, meaning never waterproofed. That's why it looks the way it does. That's why you have the difference between the bottom and then the top, right? Because that's above street or the water table. So all of this will have to be scraped, right? Scrape all of that, clean it up good, treat it, parge where needed, meaning you fill up some cement wherever the holes are. Then put 2 layers or 2 coats of waterproof paint, and then you leave it be. So over here, this is where we're getting a lot of water. But like I said, I believe that it's probably coming off of here, and that's what caused all that wetness there. So I don't think it was really coming out from outside. Figure out what's going on with the bathroom later. Slop sink will come out, that wall will come out. I started messing around with some electrical, some light electrical, nothing crazy. The floor, I can't take out anything yet because of all this, but I believe that the floor is going to be in good shape. We'll see when it comes out, but I think it was probably just put to so your feet wouldn't be cold. So everything is going out to the side window. We'll put everything back. Like I said, just did some stuff, light electrical. This switch was all messed up. So, I changed it real quick. Nothing crazy. Okay, so we're gonna go to the dump yard and trash all this stuff there and see when we come back. Now here is where this thing is absolutely kicking my ass. So we had the border there, right? That came off fast. Then you have what they call the backing, which is what you see now. But underneath that, there is another layer of wallpaper, and it just will not come out the way I did it in the small bedroom. It will literally take hours and hours and hours and hours to take this out. So what are we gonna do? I am gonna use a heat gun, see if that comes out. If not, I'm gonna have to get a steamer in here. But that will save a lot of time because this thing will take forever to take out. And I like to be quick about it. But yeah, very, very stubborn. The middle room wasn't that bad. This one, just because that other layer is just not coming out. So let's get an update on that shortly. All right. And this is pretty much the end of one day. Okay, another day into it. We got rid of a bunch of unnecessary wires, like communication wires. The floor has been completely removed, the wood floor that is. We cleaned out the foundation as best as we could, got rid of some lumps, some bumps, cleaned it up, wetted it, etched it down. There is some efflorescence that I still see, so we'll hit that. But this is basically ready for waterproofing. And then as you can see, there is a big lump there going across. That is because of the pipe. I'm pretty sure that the pipe was laid down at some point and it just wasn't laid down deep enough, or the concrete isn't thick enough, and that's what's happened. See it all the time, but that's where we are. And we're gonna get ready to start waterproofing. This wall has a whole bunch of electric stuff there that really kind of gets to me, so I'm just gonna make it look nice and tidy. We're going to bunch that stuff up together before I paint this wall. This piece of wood too has to go. Don't want to disturb any of the cables for the heat and all that stuff. So we're gonna, in a matter of an hour, this will look much different as far as the tidying up. Okay, so we're at the weakest wall here. This is where the slab sink was, right? Slab sink out. Remove the old sheetrock from the bathroom. There's a lot of wood rot there, mold, what you typically expect to find. But right here, this is one of the weaker walls, and as a matter, when we're talking about waterproofing, because it was just painted over with the blue paint. That's not waterproof paint. So we just got to scrape all of that. There's no use in putting waterproof paint over that because it won't stick. So what we need to do is, with the spatula, just get rid of all this paint. We're well protected, well ventilated. All this has to come out. All that chipping paint there too. Back there is not too bad because it was parged at some point. But yeah, I'll just be concentrating on this area, and then, you know, the second coat, and we'll be good as far as waterproofing. There's gonna be more little knickknacks to be done with that, but once this area is done, it'll be even more cleaner, and yeah, we're still at it. We'll do a garbage run, another garbage run this week, later this week. Today is March 1st. So this is interesting. I just got the slop sink out, right? And there was that piece of plywood covering this wall, which, you know, again, this has to be all scraped down and waterproofed. But once I took that piece of plywood that was painted this bluish color and turned it over, this is an old sign. Cypress Hill Street closed all traffic to Jamaica Avenue, Brooklyn. Use Vermont Place. So obviously this was taken off the road, off the highway at some point, and brought over here. So crazy the things you find. Okay, so today the bathroom went. This is where the bathroom used to be, by the stairs. As you can see, same thing with the wall. The plumbing I'm leaving in place for now, but a lot of those pipes and valves are old, so they need to be replaced. That's the vent to there. Gonna paint this last wall right now, and then we'll see what's going on. But yeah, there was a bathroom, and we'll see what we do. Okay, kind of jumped ahead of stuff, but every outlet, especially these two prongs where you don't have a ground, they're rolled. We're gonna install grounded outlets that are tamper-proof, right? So every single outlet in the house, well, we're working on the second floor, that'll be taken care of. Same thing with the switches. So power is off, we do one at a time. Some could take 5 minutes, some could take half an hour, depending how old the wires are. But that's what's going on for now. We got all our outlets, handy dandy outlets, pigtails, tamper-proof outlets. Can't really see, but that's tamper-proof, right? We bought a contractor's pack, electric tape. See the end result in a little bit. And then we go from the old to this. So, let's see from there, right? Good stuff. Tested, work, make sure they're grounded, and everything is good. Okay, back to a little more electrical stuff. So I ran into I ran into an issue up here in the middle bedroom. Everything else is fine. So, you know, gonna get new ceiling fans in there. They don't cost too much, but the old stuff was all messed up. It's old. So over here, this is where the that closet, that built-in closet was. So this outlet was hiding out forever, and I'm just not getting any power. So I'm gonna have to troubleshoot that. And then this switch over here, you know, I'm changing out all the switches, and sometimes this wire is all brittle and old, and unfortunately it's snapped off over here, so I don't have any more length to tie into a new switch. So what I have to do is basically make a hole in the wall. You can't see there, but well, you can now. So the wire is behind that. So I just gotta open this up, give it some more slack, or just add in a new wire, but that's the safest way to do it. This way, you never have a short in the future with the switch. And you know, again, this is not a major thing, but always causes delays. But completely used to it. Point is to do it right. So I'll give an update on this in a little bit. Okay, so I found our problem. The switch, right, from the middle bedroom. I had to just get this wire and pull it down a little bit and give it some slack, so that'll be fine. And then as I'm up here, I see there's this piece of electric just hanging there. It's not live, but that is the outlet in the middle room. So at some point, I guess because the closet was there, it was clipped and no longer in use. So I can get power for there. I mean, you definitely more than one outlet in that room. So what I'll end up doing is I'll end up tapping off of something else at a different point. But right now I just needed to get that switch. The switch was the most important thing. So now I'm gonna go back downstairs and work in it. Okay, so we'll get to that outlet later. That one's gonna be more complicated, but the switch is all wired up. Like I said, I had to make a hole there, but I'll put a piece of sheetrock, patch it up. This is now what they call the pigtail. Extend new wires, and then switch will be just fine. You know, we might come across a few or more of these. You never know how these wires are, but the whole point is to make sure it's done right. And you know, it's a little tedious, but make sure it's done right. Put some electric tape, pop the breaker back up. Okay, so we are at the middle room, right, the small bedroom, and all the wallpaper has been removed. Now you're gonna see some stubborn stains there. That's glue that just would not come off. I don't wanna use these harsh chemicals because you breathe that stuff in. And you know, there's other ways of doing this, but what we're gonna do with those stains is we're using a stain blocker. It's just basically paint. So we get those little areas there and we use stain blocker before we start painting. But that's the best way, the safest way to do it. Again, this was all patched up where it needed to be patched up. And then let's go to the rear bedroom. Okay, so we're trying the heat gun and it's not really working. Man, I've never seen wallpaper this stubborn. So I'm gonna have to get a steamer. No worries, it'll get done. All right. Okay, so I was able to find a product that was, I guess, safe, right? Safer than these other very toxic products. And I have cut down the time that it's gonna take this wallpaper like tremendously. So, wallpaper, that stuff is out. I mean, it still takes some work. You still have to be aggressive, but man, I just cut down the time. Again, you know, details, but I'm glad I was able to figure that out. That was the most aggressive wallpaper I've ever dealt with. And yeah. Okay, so it's been a while and the top floor is almost done. But we're tackling the closets. This thing is all beat up. This is what happens over the years, peeling paint, you know, moisture, previous water damage. Other than that, the room looks amazing. All the wallpaper has been removed, painted. We've got to put the fixture, the radiator back. And let's take on this bad boy right now. And then this is the closet in the master bedroom. So there was always this big bulky piece of plaster there, and I was like, what is it? Turns out it's an old gang box. So it is live. I covered it up. The wires were actually just exposed, no protection. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna smooth this out, get another cover, and that'll be done with that. So you know, these closets again, they're a pain in the ass, but people do look at them, so they're gonna look much better, especially than this. All right. Okay, today we're starting our trim, our quarter round. As you can see, you know, you have all those voids all around in all the rooms. That's because of the carpet that was installed. Well, once we take the carpet out, you can't have that looking like this. So we got all our quarter round trim, and that's what it'll look like. It has to be nailed in, painted, right? Silicone, beautiful. All right. Okay, so what are we doing today? We are sanding old $30 doors down. We're gonna make these doors look like $300 doors. How do we do that? We sand them down using 80 grit, then 120 grit or 150, then 220 grit to smooth it out. You just get out all the the glow, right? The finish. Get it nice and smooth. This way the eggshell paint that we're gonna apply will bond well to it and not flake off. That's what a lot of amateurs do. They just paint over the doors, and after a few years the paint starts chipping off and all that. And we applied wood filler to whatever spots are needed. We will blow this off. We will clean it down with a rag, make sure there's no loose particles. We will take it upstairs. You don't want to paint outdoors because then it'll just get dirty. We'll take it upstairs, put it on our utility table, paint it, apply the hinges and the new doorknobs, which will be a black matte finish, and it's gonna look absolutely amazing. It'll transform a $30 door into a $300 door. Very cool. My trusty sander, whole bunch of sandpaper, wood putty, water, old hinges. We can always paint that, but I'll see what the prices are like. Fan for circulation, and my glasses that fell down. All right. Look at that. I think it looks great. I gotta do this in the daytime too, it looks like. But this is absolutely stunning. What a change. All right, we'll check it out tomorrow. Okay, so let's take a look at the finished product of the doors. They came out absolutely amazing. Look at this. Well, it's dark, sorry. Oh, look at this room. My goodness. Look at these doors. The hardware. I'm gonna see what it looks like in the daytime, but it's stunning. Doesn't do it justice. You gotta be here in person. Hallway. We have some little last minute knickknacks here. That's all done. Just gotta hit that last piece of trim. There goes the closet. Into the master bedroom. Look at those floors. Everything has come to life.